You want to find a way to get a bunch of e-commerce stores. So there's two different outreaches. One, you could use Instagram and just direct DM the sort of like, for example, Aura Ring. And you need to do something really catchy where you just offer a free service where they pay for the influencer, you do it for free, you get them the results they're looking for, and then you start building a relationship. And then now you're feeding the page money, so the page loves you and the company loves you. And then you could start using the company's budget to test more pages and use the company's budget to test personal, real branded influencers as well. So you're killing three birds with one stone. And then if you get solid results, that brand is gonna refer you to another brand and you could work with more e-commerce stores. As you're building a list of real life influencers, then you could start reaching out to restaurants, clothing brands, restaurants, retail stores, and start being like, hey, I have a bunch of people, influencers that you've built through using the funds of e-commerce stores to test. Hey, do you want to send me some free goods? I'll send it to them. They'll advertise your products for free. If you get sales, we'll work something out. Do it for free, and then once that you get the results, get them paying and recurring, and you just build out this empire.
Damn, that's insane. I can't believe how you thought of that, man.
Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm sitting down with one of my 6-figure students who's been able to do 5 figures on Instagram influencer. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you guys to check out the interview I did with him, and he reveals his blueprint on how he was able to hit $15,000 days on his dropshipping store just using Instagram influencers. So I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and check that out. Right now, he's doing 6 figures and he's trying to scale to 7 figures, and he's just struggling to do so. So I jump on a call with him, and before and after the interview, I sort of give him a nice consultation lesson, and I sort of hear out his situation. I give him tips, I update him with what I'm doing, and I basically build out a plan and roadmap for him on how he could scale to 7 figures probably by the end of 2020. I highly recommend you to watch this whole video, especially if you're doing 6 figures and you're looking for that juice and that strategy and that thought on how you can take your business to the next level and basically 10x it. So I highly recommend this video. Before I get into the interview, the winners for last video's free consulting calls is here. If you guys want free consulting calls with me, all you have to do is drop a comment below, tag your Instagram, like the video, as well as make sure you're following me, and I'll go ahead and pick the best comments every single video. And yeah, it's as simple as that. And here's the interview. What's up, Colin? How you been, man?
Not bad. How about yourself, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been, man. It's been a whole journey, I think.
Dude, it's been forever. I think the last time we've talked was probably like several months ago when I was still in the States. Yeah, it's been a while. Can't wait to like jump on this call and like catch up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's been a different, it's crazy because I was actually just thinking, I would say a few hours ago about how just so many things have changed, and like how I was able to I don't want to say reinvent. I was thinking reinvent myself in terms of
I've done the exact same thing.
Yeah, because you were a year ago, you were starting to blow up on YouTube, and then drop shipping, and then now I'm sure you're doing consulting, just similar with me. It's just full on drop shipping, and now it's just just when things, I would say, just when, I don't know how you feel, but just when things aren't working as well, just being able to readapt as entrepreneurs. I feel like that's been a huge shift actually in this year, 2019. So
yeah, I can totally relate how as an entrepreneur you're always having to keep on learning and innovating, and it's tiring at the same time as growth. So you're damn, I just found something that worked. It's starting to become harder and harder, and I have to learn and go to the next thing. Am I gonna have to do this for the rest of my life, constantly innovating? And that's sort of the tough part of entrepreneurship. And I think that's sort of the thoughts that come out when you're just sort of at your dips. And during your dips, thoughts like this attack you. And if you take a step back and you look at things, you're in a pretty good spot. Like if you take a step back, you're like, if I really, really need to make money, I can find ways to make at least, 40, 50 grand a year easily. But it's just that this new thing I'm working on currently isn't working out. That's why I'm feeling like I'm gonna be broke for the rest of my life. But if you take a step back, there's so many skills that you've obtained that would make sure that you'll never go broke or never be homeless. But in the midst of all the failure and all the innovation and trying new things and not having it work out, you're like, damn, I don't feel that good at the moment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just definitely for me, like I just had to, it was good actually. Dropshipping, like even Instagram, like I mentioned, it was such a good, it's such a good experience because like I was able to learn a lot about ads, about e-commerce, about how to use Shopify. Like that's all skills that people don't realize that you could use for freelancing, or if you have a digital agency, or that's just new skills that you have that you can offer to someone. So like, yeah, I think people don't realize that too. Like when you go to like, no matter what business you start, like that's like new skills that you can use to like move to the next place,
Exactly. Like everything you do, you're leveling up. Like you're adding onto your arsenal of things that you can do. So like even through failures, you're growing.
Yeah, now I'm really trying to scale and just like having my previous, like creating systems and having my work like run for me. So just having a team that would be able to like make money for me like while I'm sleeping kind of thing, because I have a team that'll like carry out everything. But yeah, that's kind of like what I've been thinking lately.
That's good. Yeah, I think building systems is sort of like the hardest part, but the most rewarding part. Like I'm constantly always trying to set up more and more systems, automate things, make it easier and easier. And sometimes, it doesn't even require an extra worker. Just doing some extra pivot, having, interviews go straight to my calendar rather than them filling out a form and me reaching out to them and then getting them to schedule an interview with me, but getting them to like schedule the interview right on the spot after they fill out the form. Little things like that where it cuts extra steps. And if you're constantly doing that every day and you're tweaking constantly again and again and again, all your processes just get more and more simplified. You create an SOP, and then you could start plugging people in for those really repetitive tasks. But now that you've simplified it so much, it's really easy to be VA'd out because you've sort of broken it down to the simplest form. So that's sort of my experiences when it comes to like building systems.
Yeah. Actually, like a few days ago, I watched your like VA video just so that I could like, okay, like what should I do in terms of like just like hiring. So I recently brought on someone on board, but like for me it was just like I just wrote about, I was just trying to like list out everything I could like outsource, and then just like I remember this from like drop shipping, just like creating tutorial videos for everything. Yeah, just because like lately I've been like really like overworked in terms of like just like so many different projects and tasks that I have to do. And then I've been using like Trello to create job boards, because I would be like all over, like I would literally like forget like what I would need to do next, and like forget about the real priorities. So just like jumping from different project to project would be such a just be draining. So I'm trying to like remove that really over the next month, and just like remove myself like out of the business more,
Dude, I think like the best thing for what you're doing is becoming a one-trick pony. Offer one service, like one thing that you're super good at and you can guarantee results, or you can do pretty well at, and like just offer that one service. Because like right now, social media, like what you're doing where you're helping everyone with their own issues and needs, it's super draining because you have to sort of adapt yourself for each person's situation. Whereas if you just offer one service for everyone, then it makes it super easy and streamlined. And not only are you going to get more results, but you're going to have less of a workload, and that's something you could definitely like automate. And then once you finish one thing, then you could start expanding it. But I think, yeah, what you're currently doing is like not scalable, since you're having to adapt to so many different clients' needs, and it's just going to burn yourself out, and you're not going to be able to get them the results they want, because you're becoming like a jack of all trades rather than being a king of one.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that.
So I reckon what you should do is go on like where you get most of your leads, whether it's Upwork, Facebook groups, whatever. Find out what most people need. Find what 80% of the people there need, and then just become the best at that one thing.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, dang, that's interesting. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, definitely, I think I could do more of that. I definitely have had like when I generate clients through Upwork, definitely just like applying through like having templates and having systems for just like applying for one set of jobs. That's usually that's something that I've done a lot. So
Then find out what's the one service that you can do that will apply to any business. So like, for example, Facebook ads would apply to every business, but then you have to even
right,
niche down what in Facebook ads, whether it's lead generation, e-commerce generation, retargeting, what will work for every single client of your needs.
right,
And then sort of just niche down, whether it's all the way just working with e-com stores and running retargeting ads for them all, or like
right.
niche down to like companies that need lead gen and then just running Facebook lead gen ads only. So you want to become a master of one thing, become a one-trick pony, and then once you master that one thing, then add in extra things to your sort of arsenal.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Yeah, I think it is. It's probably either e-commerce or yeah, the lead gen. Um, yeah, I have to play around with it. It might be e-commerce. I could definitely just do like Facebook ads for e-commerce. That'd be pretty chill because there's a lot of different e-com businesses, and you can just
Yeah.
like you can just literally you can just there's so many bad e-com businesses too. That's crazy. Like
Dude, apparently all you need for like ecom SMMA is just set up retargeting ads, and that's going to get you high ROAS and make the client really happy.
yeah, that's a David what's his Becker? What's Alex Becker, my bad. That's an Alex Becker thing.
Yeah, because like that's what so I recently got the Aura ring, and E-Man runs their ads. All he does is retargeting ads. That's it.
Oh, what does that ring do, by the way? It's something.
So it tracks your heart rate,
Oh, okay.
um, and your sleep, and it allows you to just optimize every day. So I've been trying to get my sleep better and better. I realized that the reason why I'm going through so many ups and downs is because of my bad sleep score, which I have never been aware of. Now I know that I have bad sleep. That's probably why I've just been burning out so much.
You think that's the primary driver? Because like I burn out because of like overwhelm. Like lately my income has went up, but also like I've been having to like push really hard for it though. That's where I'm trying to like that's where I was trying to hire and try to like start breaking down everything I do. But like you think like sleep is like how were you able to come to? Because my sleep is like up and down too. But like how do you know that that's like the driving force?
Oh, I know why. Because I would stick myself to like a really strict routine where I'd wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, and I would sort of, if I slept late, then that's my fault and I'm gonna get less sleep. Most of the time I'm not gonna like. Most of the time I'll get under 8 hours of sleep because I forced myself to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, no matter what. And it was during that grind where I went through a lot of ups and downs. And I think all these entrepreneurs, all these kid entrepreneurs on YouTube, they none of them they seem to be able to grind every single day, and they're just positive all year round. And I'm pretty sure that they sleep really, really late, but all of them sleep in. All of them clock like 9, 10 hours of sleep every day, wake up at midday, 1
Right.
p.m. And that's what keeps them really, really happy. A lot of sleep.
Okay.
Um,
How do you figure that
that's,
out?
I think I just know that that's sort of what I did when I follow all these other ecom people's story. They're always clocking in like 3 a.m. You know, they have those stories where they put in the timer. It's 3 a.m. They're finishing some ads, and you
Right.
know they're not waking up at 6 a.m.
Right. Okay.
They're sleeping really, really late, and they just sort of sleep in for the next day. That's sort of my guess. I might be wrong. But like, what's your experience? Have you been able to like, do you sleep in? And if you do you still get burnouts?
No, I've been waking up probably like 8 or 9, but like I sleep late, so like I don't even get close to 8 hours. Like I'd probably get like 5, 6, sometimes more. Yeah, I sleep little, and like
Dude, that might be it. That might be it.
I know there are days where like my sleep is like really low, where definitely like I push myself, because let's say I have something in the morning, and that'll like I'll end up not being productive at all. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 things, and then that's it. Like the rest of my day is just like just not doesn't go well. Or sometimes what kills me is like I'll take like naps, and then obviously that ruins the cycle, or like it just depends.
Another thing that I've done that really, really helped me is I started doing affirmations. I like have this whole booklet where like I have like things to remember, daily performance tracking,
That's
my
crazy.
visions of what things I want,
Yeah.
um, all the things I've accomplished to sort of boost myself. I'll send you the template. I'll send over the template for you. Um, got it from a guy named Sam Ovens. But I do
Yeah.
these daily
Actually,
affirmations, and it really motivates me and keeps me on track, and it really hedges my downs. So when I'm burnt out, I'm still able to push out work because I'm reading through this and I'm like, shit, like I need to push harder if I want to reach my goals.
I think I've done that before, but I've never fully stuck. It was like you like read out the affirmations, and then you have like you have like pictures of um, just like symbols or pictures that remind you of like what you want, and
Yeah.
uh, like a paragraph, right? Like it was you have like a paragraph of like I can't remember like reading just affirmation, like reading it as if it already happened, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I have like my whole like story written out and stuff. I stuck to it, and I feel like it does help me personally a lot,
Yeah,
just
right,
because it
right.
keeps me on track, and it really makes me like I'm like fuck, I need to push myself to like get there. But I do see it sort of becoming numb, where I'm just reading it on autopilot. So I
Right.
do need to take a step back sometimes to really digest what I'm reading and don't go on autopilot. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Doing a lot of reading at night now helps me knock out. Um, and the ring helps me. Like now I know I'm lacking on REM sleep. I don't know how to increase REM sleep, but like I think every day I'm trying tweaks. I'm turning off electricity. I'm trying to not eating too late. I'm trying to set a constant night time, like me knocking out. Like that's what I'm gonna do over the next few days. Like have a constant night routine because recently I've been doing like I have like a plus minus hour leeway on when I sleep, so it's not consistent whatsoever. So I know everyone wakes up at a consistent time, but I feel like if someone sleeps at a consistent time every day, there might be like game changing like results. So I'm gonna try that next.
You think of like the reason, like obviously you're doing this obviously to improve your health, but like, is this like what like kind of made you want to do this? Is it because of like happiness, or is it because of like productivity, or is it just like you feel like this is going to help you make more money, or like yeah, what do you think like made you want to like be like, okay, I need to sleep more?
Everything, like from health to happiness to less burnouts to making more money to being more productive. Like
Yeah.
I think what really shocked me was like, guess how many hours LeBron James sleeps a day?
Or like 9. I don't know, 12. I think he already sleeps 9. I'd say 9.
He does 12 hours of sleep every day.
Oh, that's crazy.
He does 10-hour sleeps and 2-hour naps. Roger Federer, 11 hours of sleep. Jeff Bezos, he does like 8 to 9 every single day consistently.
Damn.
Like sleep is like the best performance enhancing drug that no one uses. So after seeing that, I was like, fuck, I really need it. Also, sleep is like 80%, no, 30% of your life. You're literally sleeping every day for 30% of your life.
Right.
You're gonna also, if you somehow are forced to always have 5 to 6 hours of sleep, find ways to optimize that 5 to 6 hours of sleep. The guy that does Dave Asprey, the guy that takes that that study drug that invented bulletproof coffee, his 6 hours of sleep is worth like normal people's 9 hours of sleep. Like there's ways to really optimize your sleep, and that's something I've been struggling as well. Like I don't know why I'm not getting a high sleep score. Like, yeah, so that's something I'm working on and slowly figuring out. But the ring is giving me a lot of awareness. So that's probably like the only feature of the ring. It just brings awareness.
Right. No, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's some really good insight. Like when you said sleep is the number one performance whatever enhancer that no one's using. I was like, damn, you should make a video on that, or like that was such a good.
I think I'm gonna strip this like our like first half. This is like, I don't know, behind the scenes. I think we could come up with something cool with this footage, because like I think we've been like talking back and forth some gold right now.
Yeah, especially for me, like the thing where you talked about the one trick pony and then the sleep. I mean, I could just use that. I mean, that's like enough for me to like just run with, you know?
Dude, my past 60 days have been like really, really hardcore. Like I write down what I do every day, and I write things that I should improve on and things that were good on that day. And every day I'm trying to make it better and better and better. Every day I'm trying to procrastinate less. Every day I'm trying to fit more things in. Every day I'm tweaking my daily schedule and then my weekly schedule to make it more and more balanced, more and more free, easy. And like it just gets better and better.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely can see what you mean. Like if I just need to keep this up, and then all the results are going to pay forward in like a few months. I just need to keep doing it every day. Right now, I'm just churning out projects. Nothing is really coming in, but it's sort of that image of the person on top mining, and then he hits the gold, and the person on the bottom, he's mining, and there's like a strip of like dirt he has to dig, but he just turns away because he's tired. I don't know if you've seen that meme. But I just need to keep.
What you're saying,
yeah. So I need to keep doing that, and like I could feel the jackpot. I could feel it.
Yeah, because I like how because I was thinking when you're saying about like writing down what to improve on, or what you did well and what you could improve on. Like I was thinking, there's some times where like there's just, I guess, I don't know, like two of the things that I've been really thinking about is just like time management and like prioritization a lot, just because I've been telling you like there's just so many things that I feel like I'm behind on. And I think it's a difference between just like doing work that you're very excited about, that's like more on the creative side, or like more work that you feel like is like moving you closer to your dream, rather than like what I was mentioning earlier, just like doing it because you feel like you have to, or doing it because like you're working like inside your business. Because
I've been listening to a lot of Jeff Bezos, and he says he doesn't believe in work-life balance. He believes in work-life harmony. So he says that if your personal life is nice and happy, then that's gonna pay forward to your work life. And if your work life is nice and happy, you're enjoying it and you're gaining energy from it, then that's going to pay forward to your personal life. So it creates this sort of wheel effect. And then he talks about how you need to do work that gives you energy. So that's something that when he said that, I was like, holy shit, like work has slowly become numb to me, and I need to start getting energized by work. For example, like this, I'm creating content and like I'm getting energized. Like me telling you that just then, I reminded me of what Jeff said. I'm like, okay, like this is energizing and I'm pushing in the right direction. I need to create content. I need to get energized by my work, not burnt out by my work. So that's like another cool thing I learned.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Yeah, dang, that's probably a difference even between like I remember when I was like, yeah, I just remember before, even when I wasn't making that much money, but like this was like before drop shipping. But I would like try to build a personal brand. I think I was doing actually like fitness back then, and like I wasn't even making that much money, but I was like actually helping people. I was like creating content. Yeah, I just got excited, you know. So I can understand where it's like if you're like for me, doing client work, sometimes like I don't enjoy doing certain things, or like I just feel like, oh man, I have to meet these deadlines. Yeah, I feel like that could be like what you're talking about in terms of just like work that doesn't energize you or just like drains you.
Dude, scale it down, become one trick pony on like something like retargeting. Like I'd love to just run retargeting for e-com brands day after day, because I know I'm gonna get high ROAS. I know it's easy to set up. I just love doing retargeting. It's like getting money that's just on the table. Like same thing could go for lead gen. Find what you really enjoy and niche it down. And like I think that's the pivot you might need to like get energized by your work and not have it feeling like a chore.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Like before this, actually, I was because I was just working most of the day today, and then I ate, and then like right before this call, I was like, oh, I need just a nap, just because I was like staring at my computer all day, and so like before the call, I just needed like just to like re-energize myself, I guess.
Dude, I've been doing this thing where I do like intermittent fasting, where I don't eat until 11. So I've like 8 a.m. to 11, I get so much work done. But the downfall was, then at 11, I'll eat a ton and I'll like snack, I'll watch YouTube videos, and then I'll get food coma.
Right, same.
And I'll feel tired and I can't work after lunch. So every day I'm writing down like eat less lunch, no desserts after lunch. And then slowly it's getting drummed in. Today I ate a decent amount for lunch. So tomorrow I'm going to have to like really cut down how much I eat for lunch.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting too, and I used to do it like a lot more intensely than I do now. Like now I don't really pay attention too much, but definitely I have the same thing where I like pass out pretty much a lot after I eat. And I think what's funny is like, because you like get so hungry and then you think like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat a lot. But what's really funny is like, it's weird because you actually like don't need to eat a lot to like satisfy yourself. Like if you eat less and then you just wait a little bit, I feel like your body doesn't know that you just ate. So you just like let it digest for a moment, and then 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours later, you're actually fine. Like you didn't need more food.
I think like I've sort of built a bad habit of wanting to eat till I'm satisfied. So I'm gonna cut that shit. I'm gonna just eat one, a standard meal. And if I'm not happy, bad luck. Like I'm going in and I'm getting work done. Like I'm not gonna keep eating. Like I've been falling into this trap again and again. I'm telling myself every night I'm writing eat less for lunch. Don't get food coma. And talks like this, me writing it down as something to improve every night, eventually it kicks in and then I take action. So I think that's also another thing about the list. Also, on days that I don't eat a lot, in my like achievements, all right, I didn't get food coma. I was able to work really efficiently after lunch. So I'm giving myself positive criticism, so I'm able to double down on the things I do well at. So that's sort of like the good thing about reviewing your days with positive and negatives.
Yeah, damn. That's yeah, that's it's good to know like yeah, it's good to hear like your experiences with like just how you optimize your day. I think that's really um yeah, that's really helpful. What have you been up to just besides, do you do mostly consulting work, or do you do any e-com at all, or what's your experience been?
So right now I've been really doubling down on consulting and really
Mhm.
double downing on my consulting program. Like I've been trying to perfect it every day. I've just been perfecting it more and more and making sure that all my students gets results. Before it was on and off. Like the students that put in the hard work, they would get results, but the ones that didn't,
Right.
there wasn't a strong enough formula to pull them through. So I want to really build a strong formula so that even students that are mediocre will be able to get results. And I'm slowly getting there. Like I'm having students consistently get their first few sales. Um, but I think things that I'm starting to put into my program is stuff like mindset, consistency, um, putting it on the student that they have to put in the hours. That's sort of what I've been tweaking.
Right.
So I've been just doubling down on the program and just doing a lot of studying. I've just been learning a lot, reading a lot, listening a lot, and just sort of what the biggest takeaway is, I need to double down on my viewers and on my clients. So I
Yeah.
really need to give my clients a better program. I need to give my viewers better content. And if I'm consumer centric, then I'm gonna like succeed by default.
That's good. Something, I mean, I only have a handful of like e-com clients, but or the from like the drop shipping um course that we did. But yeah, like for me, I just since I don't really actively do like e-commerce as much, I pretty much just give everything away in terms of like I'll like give them influencers that I don't I haven't given them it like right away. Usually, um, they'll like they might struggle for their first week or two, and then I'll start like giving them influencers. I'll even send them product ideas that I found that were trending. So yeah, that's kind of what
That's
I've been trying.
good.
Yeah, so I pretty much give products away, like give influencers away, give yeah everything, just the ads away. Um, yeah, because just that long term relationship, I would rather have that, you know.
That's a definitely good mindset. Just like giving everything away because um, I think yeah, it pays back. And what I've been doing is I've been really trying to record every call and sort of just start to automate my program. Like things I teach once, I want to make a video out of it so that the next time I teach it, the student would already watch the video and I'll have to explain it again in less detail. And they'll probably have their own questions and I'll answer those questions and add it back into the video. So eventually, let's say in a year's time working with like tons of students personally, I'll have a course that covers literally everything. Because if you go through 100 students, then your course is going to be bulletproof. A lot of these drop shippers are dropping courses that are, like they're not field tested at all.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you could just like give your students a course, and then you could actually value your personal time more. Like they could just go through your course, and like I guess your personal time could be used more valuably, you know?
So it's like a win-win situation. I'm able to cut down the amount of times I personally have to walk them through things, give them a course that they could repeat again and again and again, jump
Right.
on a shorter call, answer anything I missed out, fill in those gaps so the next student that goes through the funnel will have less questions. So that's sort of what I've been doing, really optimizing everything and just focusing on one. I just really want to hit 50,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and if I focus on that one thing, everything else would follow. So I've been really focused on the one thing.
But like you, so your YouTube channel, like you just document. Um, but then do you feel that you would grow faster if you just like created those like more clickbait, clickbait or like tutorial videos that like that would get more views, kind of say? Like, would you jumpstart that to get 50K, or like, nah, you don't want to do that?
My current plan is I want to continue pumping out what I've been doing, because I'm starting to see an upward trend of daily views. I'm slowly building that daily fan where they're getting used to watching every daily video I drop. The content I'm doing is resonating with them. Now I just need to get an outreach. So my first plan is I want to start dropping like 2 videos every day. Like if people are watching every single video consistently, and like if I drop a second video a day, they're probably gonna watch 2 videos every day. And I want to build that sort of mental sort of like habit of watching 2 videos of anime every single day. That's gonna build a solid cult following, but to expand, I'm gonna have to start either running some really good ads to my channel, or have my cult sort of speak for me and have my content go viral organically. So for that, I do competitions. That's what I started doing. I started doing competitions where if people like and comment, they get a free course or consulting call with me. And then that sort of hits YouTube's algorithm and kicks in, and I get sort of YouTube will bring my videos up more often. I'll get more suggested videos, and hopefully I'll be able to scale through that. And then on top of that, with the free consulting calls I do, I plan to record those and put it back onto my channel and give clients. I think that's what viewers want. They want a one-on-one like me and you, where I'm giving the student, like a beginner in dropshipping, just pure hardcore advice. That's something that's not done yet, and it's long form and it's more relatable. And the people who are commenting, the people who are getting the free consulting calls, they're like the ones that are going to represent the general demographic of people trying to get to e-com. So that's sort of the whole plan I got so far, that I'm sort of riffing on the top of my head. But yeah, I'm going to stick with this plan, execute it until the end of the year, and I have a good feeling. Every day I'm constantly tweaking at this plan, adding new things to the plan, but I've never focused all my energy on one thing. And like the fact that I think I could really push it to 50K if I continue what I have going, constantly pivoting, constantly changing, and trying to crack the YouTube code.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. I think I think I mentioned to you like a few weeks back. I don't know. I think I think like you mentioned to me documenting, just like what I mentioned before was just like, I think what stopped me from just going on YouTube was just like I just wanted something where I could, like, let's say if I was doing drop shipping, let's say it would have been really good if I did it last year too, because like it would have been like I don't know. I think I just have this feeling where I was too late in terms of like, okay, I had these results, and then I'm like, I could have released these videos, like how to do this, how to get your 10K day or whatever, how to like hit 6-figure months, 150K month, whatever it is, and then drop a course, coaching, and then where now it's like I kind of want to, like, I was thinking, like, I guess what's holding me back is like, oh, I want to like achieve X result, and then like just be able to like tease people and share these kind of things and just like lay it all out on YouTube, I think. But I know you're mentioning like just document the journey across that.
It's like a constant grind. Like I just want to hit 50K subs to really push myself, because that's like the next milestone for me. And once I hit there, if there's momentum, I'm going to keep it going. If it's really tiring to push it forward, then I'm going to really take a step back and look for that next challenge to take on. Because social media is like a trap. I think I watched an Alex Becker video where you're forced to make content continuously for the rest of your life as a social media brand. The moment you stop, the algorithm stops giving you views and
Right.
everything drops. There's no passive income. Like YouTube isn't
Yeah,
passive.
that's right. That's a good
YouTube
point.
is active. So it's really been leading me to question myself. But I'm going to leave that for once I hit 50k subs. Like I made a decision. I want to push myself to hit 50k subs because I know that's an easy, achievable goal that someone with the skills and knowledge of entrepreneurship can do easily. The fact that I'm struggling just means I'm not good enough, and I really want to get to that point where I am and I get it and I'm able to hit the goal. So that's sort of why I want to hit 50k subs.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I would say any content marketer is not like is not full passive. I mean, Gary Vee, like just any, if you think of anybody that's on like YouTube or I mean, they're still producing content, you know?
Thinking like that, I think like eventually I could really just automate more and more and more things to a point where like, I have a cameraman walking around. Like
Yeah,
like that's pretty easy. It's like that's passive sort of.
but like
That's when things get passive.
yeah, but I wonder if vloggers do any like other than just like rep brands or like get business deals that come to them or that they get, and like besides filming videos, like I think maybe that's all they do. I don't know, like that's they probably don't do much. If you think of like, I wonder, you think like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are like working a lot or
Dude, I've been following them and they grind. They like work like 10, 12 hour days. They're
you think so?
grinding hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah, like people are what they're worth. That's what I sort of realized. Um, so like if someone has money, they're working really, really hard, or they have a lot of hardships they have to take on to like maintain that money. Um, but yeah, I think the best way to be like a content marketer is just document. Like if you've gone through life, documenting isn't really active. It's a passive sort of content where you're just recording what you do. You're not going out of your way to make content. It's passive, and you build a system where you have editors, you have filmers, you have thumbnail makers, you have people who upload it on YouTube. I'm not there yet. I want to work to that point, but then it'll become like passive income. Like Gary Vee, he doesn't have to touch any social media except for when he talks about reading comments, posting every single IG post. Other than that, it's passive. In that interview that we just had, like you talking about Instagram influencers, like everything just came back and you lit up. Like you were freestyling and you knew everything inside out about Instagram. Like, dude, I think you could do something with Instagram. Like that's sort of what you're really, really good at, Colin. Like what that reminded me of is Gary Vee has this guy that has this guy that checks up on him. Like they network here and there, and this guy's main role is finding singers that are going to pop off. That's his job. He spends time on SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, and he just looks for singers that are about to pop off, and he becomes like the middleman. He refers it to producers, etc. And that's his job. Like you can literally do something with your skill set. And the strategy that I came up with during this call, I'm going to give to you right now. But what I think you should do is go on myip.ms on Shopify. Look at all the top branded stores. You probably don't want to go on the first 50 page because they're too big. Go past like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40. Find a page where you could reach out to the CEO, or if you email the support email, you actually get access to the CEO and be like, yo, here's my track record with Instagram influencers. I think there's a lot of money left on the table for your branded product. Why don't you let me go ahead and try run some shout outs for you? And if it's profitable, we'll work something out. And this is something you love. You know how we were talking about like energy, like having your work sort of energize you? Like how you were like speaking and reacting during the interview that we just had.
yeah,
You could do that every day. Like you could bring that same knowledge and skill to like companies. Companies are not using Instagram influencers, and you could be that guy. Like there's no one in that space right now, Colin, and I think you're the most like suitable, and I think that's what's something that could take you to like 7 figures.
yeah, that's a good idea. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't think about that because yeah, like like the way I was using, like not only that, like people don't have enough, like at least because I've like what I mentioned. There's a couple of times where I mentioned where like a lot of the lessons that I learned was like me engaging myself, but also like noticing like what either students have told me or like what like the business when I do influencers with them is just like yeah, they're just like yeah, it just seems like they don't get Instagram that much. And what was I trying to say? Like yeah, there's also a lot of opportunity. Well, one is like on the business side, most people on the drop shipping side, they think that they only can use pages and not like people influencers. And then on the like the business side, they only think that you can use like influencers and not like big like meme pages or like account pages. And like yeah, I think like with the branded pages, I would like a lot of things I use is usually like their ad or their usually like their store isn't good enough, so I use like models or
Yeah.
influencers so that I could get good ads or like good like pieces of content, you know. um but yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like I'm pretty familiar with like what niches are like um
Hmm.
worth doing influencers as well. um yeah, like for example, I think like for some reason, I don't know why, but like yoga influencers tend to like suck ass. I don't know. It's just there's just stuff like that. Just like yeah.
Your skill on like lead gen, Facebook ads, retargeting, like based on what I just heard, it's nothing compared to your Instagram knowledge. Like Instagram is where you're already a one trick pony. You don't even have to become one. Like imagine if you put in all the time and effort into Instagram, how much better would you be? How much imagine you became like so there's this guy named I forgot his name, but he is basically the marketing guy for Postmates. He knows all the influencers. He hangs out with Post Malone. He hangs out with Kylie Jenner. He hangs out with um, what's that guy's name? King Batch. Like, and he gives them all Postmates deals. Like, he gives them like his $1,000 worth of free Postmates. All you have to do is just post a story about using Postmates. Like, he's like the middleman, and like you can be that, but for Instagram. Like, there's no one like that. Like, you can take over Instagram, become tight with every page, meme page, fan page, as well as influencer page, and be the plug for every brand.
Oh damn, that's a good idea, man. I didn't think that. Shit. I really should have done that I really should have done that back earlier this year. Cause like yeah, I like at that time I was thinking like, oh man, I need to kind of reinvent myself and like, like expand. But yeah, like what you're mentioning, like tapping into the stuff that I already know, that's really genius.
And like the way you're smiling right now, like it's what you love. It energizes you. Like how the amount of knowledge you were just freestyling, like I was just silently listening. Like you're in your zone. That's what you really love. Like you understand Instagram and you played with it. Like you just spent hours in the platform, understanding it, knowing the engagement ratios, and like you just know so much.
Yeah, I kind of figured out like what would be even like I would figured out what would be good outreach for like brand ambassadors lately. Um, yeah, just like I just would yeah, like I even found the messaging right to get a higher response rate lately for like brand ambassadors. And I would like people don't even know. I don't know, maybe you know this, but like a lot of people don't even know that on Instagram you can type in short hotkeys. Do you know about that? Yeah, yeah. Oh, so you can do hotkeys. That's that's what you do when you message too many people. Like, um, I have like one account where you can, man, if you go to, there's a plus button. I don't know if you can see, but there's a plus button where it gives you more emojis, and then there's like three dots where you can do hotkeys. So every time you press the number Q, it pops this message. Every time you type the letter W, it populates this. So you can, so I populate like, so like auto reply. So you can pretty much have a VA, I guess, or like, so if they say this, so for example, with the brand ambassador, there's only so many responses that I would, or even when you're doing a promo, there's only so many different different things that they could say, you know? So it's like it'll be the first initial message, then they'll either say, yes, I'm interested, I want to learn more. And then boom, you give them this huge message explaining what you're trying to do and your store or your website. And then they'll be like, oh, I want this. And then cool, say, okay, I'll send you this. Like, let's say you're doing brand ambassadorship. Okay, I'll send you these products. And then you can populate. So like, oh, what's your name and address? So I can send it. And then you can ask them like, oh, what's your audience, like insight. So yeah, you can just like hotkey everything and like, yeah, it'll just be.
Like you need to become like the middleman where like all the influencers look for you because you're bringing them money deals. And all the brands are looking to you because you're the gateway to Instagram and they don't know how to advertise on Instagram. Like you need to be the middleman where every influencer is like asking you out, you're hanging out with cool people, and because you're the plug. And like there's people already doing it for many different industries, but no one's doing it for Instagram, like basically sales, e-commerce, Instagram, influencer sort of type of thing. So I think there's like a huge market for you.
What's funny is like you could actually even build a personal brand. I know like Iman, he got his initial he got some of his initial like social media clients because he had a personal brand. Because like on YouTube, he started off as a personal brand guy. I think like he had a course on personal branding. I think I even bought his course on it. I don't know if I still have it, but yeah. So like that's the thing with like, and then I saw another video. This girl by Jade Arma something. She's like a really popular like YouTuber, Jade something, and she did a challenge where she tried to get free stuff by doing stuff for businesses. So like doing photography, making videos and stuff. And so that's how I got some of the outreach techniques from her, like because she experimented with like the copy of the messaging. And yeah, I'm just thinking about how like, yeah, I wonder if like you could just work with businesses. Like, I wonder if I was like, man, I wonder if you get like free hotel stay and you just like do a service for them, you know, like do like influencer marketing and then you just like get free hotel stays or some shit.
Dude, I'm thinking about it right now. Like you could literally have restaurants give you free food if you hook them up with influencers. Like restaurants are always looking for profitable influencers to come in, eat their food, post it on their gram, but they're always losing money. They have no idea who to reach out to. So you have all these influencers that want free food, and you have all these restaurants that want influencers. Like you just need to be the middleman, and like there's so many things you could do, Colin. Like this is like if you work at this, you can make seven figures.
I don't quite have the list for like people influencers yet. Like I have it in certain niches, and I've worked on them briefly. I would say I still haven't mastered that like people influencer side yet, because I've done some.
But you know it's going to be easy for you, just because you're so involved. Like learning that part is way more easy than learning how to like run profitable lead gen ads on Facebook.
Yeah, you're right.
And which one's more fun to learn? You're probably going to have a blast learning how to like master influencers on Instagram. So it's like a win-win when you're killing three birds with one stone. You're learning and it's fun. You're like making money and you're like doing what you love. And you get like connections from like every angle.
Yeah, you're right. That's crazy. That's a good idea. I think like what I'll do is like keep some of the clients I have, but like from going on, like the outreach or like me acquiring clients would just be like Instagram only, or like.
Wait, let's like roadmap it right now. Let's roadmap. So right now you have you have a lot of pages for meme pages, and meme pages works really well for probably e-commerce stores. So you want to find a way to get a bunch of e-commerce stores. So there's two different outreaches. One, you could use Instagram and just direct DM the sort of like, for example, Aura Ring at Aura Ring on Instagram, or you could email them. And you just have to go off volume, and all you need is just one to reply. And you need to do something really catchy where you just offer a free service where they pay for the influencer, you do it for free, you get them the results they're looking for, and then you start building a relationship. And then now you're feeding the page money, so the page loves you and the company loves you. And then you could start using the company's budget to test more pages and use the company's budget to test personal, real branded influencers as well. So you're killing three birds with one stone. And then if you get solid results, that brand is going to refer you to another brand and you could work with more e-commerce stores. As you're building a list of real life influencers, then you could start reaching out to restaurants, other sort of brands that work with people like clothing brands, restaurants, retail stores, and start being like, hey, I have a bunch of people influencers that you've built through using the funds of e-commerce stores to test. Hey, do you want to send me some free goods, I'll send it to them, they'll advertise your products for free. If you get sales, we'll work something out, do it for free. And then once that you get the results, get the paying and recurring, and you just build out this empire.
Damn, that's insane. I can't believe how you thought of that, man. We need to do like a follow-up call where it's like, after you told me this, and then I apply some of this, and then like talk about this again, because like,
dude, I'm down.
That'd be fun. Dude, I'm gonna do it. And like, yeah, that's insane. We definitely need a follow-up call, and that'll like hold me accountable too. Like,
it's tailored for you, Colin. Like, this plan that I just came up, it's tailored for you. Like, you can only do it because you have all these pages, and then the whole roadmap, you know how to reach all these brands because you've got that course where you perfect your messaging and you just keep on split testing, and eventually it's a numbers game. And who's not going to accept a free service? And you're able to bring them results because your Excel sheet, which is your pixel, is just so powerful.
That's crazy, man. I'm gonna start spending. I'm really gonna start testing this part out, and like, just seeing how it goes. I briefly thought about like, I didn't really think about like niching down to one service, but I definitely thought about niching down to like one type of client, like e-com stores only. But yeah, the way you made it out, like, one service, one audience, like, and then be the plug for these businesses, like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
dude, I think you got this. I think right now you have a lot on your plate, so you're gonna have to find a way to scale everything down as soon as possible. Like, looking at all the options you have on the table, this is the best option, and this is something that only you can do. Like, no one's in that space. So I remember similarly when we first started working together, you had a lot of things on your plate. That's sort of what's happening now. So there's this new idea, and like, to really chip at it, you need to put in some time into it. So you're either gonna have to one, cut something out of your life, or two, scale a business down. Those are like the two options, or you could even do both, do like a bit of both.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's really, scaling down is always like I would say just kind of like a more scary kind of thing, because you're like, oh, now I'm going to lose. But I think just understanding like the long term, or, just knowing that's for the greater good. But I also think like there is a way to do both. I think just cutting out the things that you don't need or that aren't useful, keeping like the very essential, at the same time, like finding new opportunities, new clients that fit your ideal profile, or fit my ideal profile. I think that's really, it's definitely achievable. So
yeah, you need to like really consolidate things to what is needed. You need to really trim the fat, break down what is needed, and you're going to be able to free up so much extra time. That's all you need to do. Just trim the fat, find that minimum amount of things you need to do that creates the most amount of results. I think they call it MOV. I forgot what it stands for. It's like MVO, minimum viable offer. The minimum amount of things you have to do to create the most results.
I always like, I think I'm like in that space where it's like, oh, I think I have to like do more,
Yeah.
And like my solution was like, oh, well, I'll just like hire VAs to like manage this task.
MVO. Like, I think I was listening to an interview with Mike Vasile and this other guy.
That older guy.
Yeah, how he like was doing millions a month but he had like 100 employees. And the moment
Right.
he scaled it down, applied the MVO, he was able to get the same amount results, now even more, with like a
Yeah,
small
yeah.
team of like 10 people max.
Yeah, that's yeah. He said that in like the yeah. I saw like part of that interview. Yeah, he was talking. Mike always talks about in his videos. I think he mentioned in a couple of videos where he was doing like he went 0 to 1.5 million in drop shipping, and then he networked with people doing like 10, 15, 20 million. And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing shit. Like,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, yeah. I saw some of that video.
Keep me updated, Colin. Attack this challenge and we'll do a follow-up call and we'll let the viewers know how you went with this new journey and plan. Like, I can't wait to see. This is gonna be fun. Like, I did not plan this interview whatsoever, and like all of a sudden we got like some golden content and we got you a lot of value. So I can't wait for you to apply it, Colin. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. There'll be a part 2.
Coming up with these ideas. Like every time I hop on a call with you, just like you figure something out. Like there's like some magic in your brain. I don't know.
Dude, what I found out is all it takes is practice. Like, I saw Vince, which was my boss when I was working in San Francisco. He was like my mentor as well. He does that all the time. And then it's just a muscle. Like, when you do it, like now I do it with my friends. Whenever I'm talking, when I see a business idea, I start forcing myself to get into the state, and I just get better and better and better at it. And all it takes is practice. It's not a DNA thing. It's not a luck thing. It's not a born with a thing. It's just something that took practice.
No, what's funny is like you close a lot of business deals by doing that too. Cause like a lot of times where I get clients is like I told you, just being very personalized with them, like the personalized, like on Upwork or stuff, being very personalized. And also like, they feel like I like give them new ideas that they didn't have. And they're like, whoa, yeah, like, whoa, I didn't know this. Like similarly, how I just mentioned about like Instagram, like, oh, you didn't know this was, that's like, you close a lot of deals actually with like just being the expert, you know, and just like coming up with these strategies that like people don't like. Yeah, it's just, that's what I've noticed. Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that. Okay. That's something I'm going to try double down on and think more.
Yeah,
like now I've like something that I want to try pivot and split test.
yeah, because like yeah, you really like close the sale, like you do it without really thinking, but like it really gains someone's trust. Like it'll make me, or it'll make other people like want to like be mentored by you, you know. It's just like really powerful. Like it's a really powerful thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take that on. But for the people who's watching this on YouTube, I'm going to end the call here. We're going to follow Colin's journey to 7 figures, and we'll do a part 2 to keep him accountable and see what's up then. But I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus interview with Colin and just hearing all the things and how, like, you know, a consulting call works. And hopefully you guys were able to learn something as well. And that's the interview. A lot of value, right? Like, there's no one revealing and dropping content as real as this. Like, I want to start giving you guys more real content. I want to be giving you guys more free consulting calls. I want to be basically giving you more of my time, because I know that you guys are investing your time into me, and I really, really appreciate that. And that's why I want to just drop as much value as I can every single day. Question of the day: what's your goal that you want to reach by the end of this year? Drop that in the comment below, and I want to hear all your responses and engage with you guys, because I'm replying to every single comment. Hope you guys found value in this video. Please give me feedback. I'll be dropping value bombs every single day. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share this to all your friends. I want to build an amazing, helpful community on this channel in the comment section. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Peace.